It is getting really, really scary. Really scary for these Bitcoin shorts. Man, they're shaking in their boots right now. What's going on, people? It's your boy BSG. We're going to get into the subject of this video. When do you sell your crypto? That is probably the number one question that I get and that I have gotten over the years. And it's a very fair question. But I'm going to show you in a minute why you should not be asking that question. It's a fair question, but it's the wrong question. Okay. Anyway, so let's take a look at the markets, specifically Bitcoin. We're up 8% over the last month. I covered the Bitcoin supply shock the other day or last week or whatever. Sometimes my days get mixed up, and it's happening. There's not enough Bitcoin on the exchanges. So, I mean, it's really set up for some big moves. Of course, we got to check out 100, and that is still going up, moving along. Let's see where we are. Over the last month, that's up 69%. For people that say, oh, 100 is slowing down. 100 isn't going up, it's up 69%, okay? But let's just talk about, again, okay, when do you sell your crypto, okay? You're up 5x, 10x, and you're thinking, oh man, it's time to cash out. Yeah, I was watching YouTube and these people were like, yeah, you take profit and you should take some profit and then see what happens and then maybe start selling every week after that. And the whole culture right now, I'm just going to be very direct. The whole culture around crypto YouTube right now is, it needs to change. The mentality is wrong, period. The mentality of 99% of the YouTube channels that are out there, they are wrong. And that mentality is really what's driving these prices. It's driving people to get in and out of stuff, trying to trade on leverage, all of that. And it's basically just a bunch of dudes just keeping it real. It's too much testosterone in crypto, right? We need people that see it for what it is. See it for, the benefits that it provides. See it as a solution, right? Money is broken. Cash is broken. When something is broken, you don't go back to that broken thing. Right? I'm gonna preach for a little bit. Some of us, I'm gonna put myself in it. Some of us have been like in bad relationships, broken relationships, right? And now, hopefully, you're in a good relationship, right? What's gonna prompt you to go back to that broken relationship? Oh, maybe you had an argument or whatever, and maybe I should go back to that broken relationship where they didn't value me at all. No, right? So that is the relationship that I have, and people who understand crypto, with cash. I have a broken relationship with cash. Cash let me down, and cash has let you down, whether you realize it or not. Cash has totally let you down. So when you're talking about cashing out of crypto, you're talking about going from a good relationship to a bad relationship that if you stay in that relationship long enough, is going to break you. Okay, I'm done preaching, but let me just show you the numbers. Okay, all right. So most of you know, or if you're new to the channel, first of all, subscribe, welcome. Most of you know I bought Bitcoin back here. Okay, I bought Bitcoin at this so-called top of the market in 2013, and after I bought it, it went down 85%. Okay, and so my wife was thinking I made a horrible mistake. Okay, so up until this point, I have to say this, and I'm just going to say it briefly. Up until this point, I had tried everything that you could try to make money. Okay, I had a good job, lost it. I did multi-level marketing. I was great at it, but the products would lose their luster, or there'll be some type of infighting amongst groups or something, factions. Like that happens in multi-level marketing, right? All types of trading, day trading, stocks, options, all of that, of which every time I moved to something else, I got better. So options were really good for me. And then I went into, Forex, and, I'm probably one of the best. I'm one of the best Forex traders of all time. There's no question, right? A lot of these YouTubers now, and they flossing and everything. Show your portfolio or shut up. Show your trades or shut up. Don't show me cars. Don't show me, whatever. Show your trades, right? When I was heavy into Forex trading, I would show my trades and just not say much, right? But it was, I won't say very stressful, but it was stressful. I had to constantly stay on my toes, constantly be looking for news. And there were so many events around currency trading where, literally if somebody said something wrong at a meeting, it would cause one of the currencies to go up or down. Like literally a dinner, right? If Jerome Powell or Janet Yellen or, somebody like that, said something wrong, then that could affect the currency prices, right? So I didn't like that part, but I did make money. But back here, and I should say, I was trading Forex probably up really until 2020. So while I'm trading Forex, while I'm grinding, I'm noticing that, this Bitcoin that I bought back here is now starting to go past where I bought it. And it's like, and I noticed the effort that I had to put forth, and it was nothing. There was no effort. I didn't have to watch news. I didn't have to look at charts. I didn't have to study or all that. Now I do all that stuff now. Basically, all of the effort and the attention that I was putting towards stock trading and Forex and stuff, I now put that into crypto, right? And that's how I'm able to break down things like other people can't, because most stock guys are not in crypto. Right? If they did, they would revolutionize the whole thing, because we come with a different set of standards and things in terms of how we analyze things. Most crypto dudes with channels are just moon boys, or they're paid shills, right? So as I'm noticing this, I'm like, okay, maybe I should pay more attention, to this, and I did, and I benefited greatly from that. So, buying back here, right? I'm profitable Anywhere along these lines, like anywhere here, I'm profitable. So if once again, if it's about cashing out, I can do that at any time and make a so-called profit, right? But at the time that I do that, I'm back into cash. I'm back into that bad relationship, right? And so what am I talking about bad relationship, right? What I'm talking about is once you go into cash, I can't tell you a time. I'm not going to even say 90 days. I'm going to say 30 days later, you're going to start to feel the effects of that bad relationship, okay? And so let me just show you here. You know what these numbers are? This is rent. And in 1940, you could rent a place for $27 a month. $27 a month, okay? 1990, it was somewhere between $359 a month, $447 a month. I'm trying to remember what my mom was paying. And of course, we was living in the hood. We were living in what do they used to call those places? It's been so long, but I mean, like, you seen those places in like the projects. There we go. We were living in the projects. So, basically government housing that they, constructed for, all the black folks that they stole houses from and put us in there. And so they could, put whoever they wanted or build businesses where black people used to live. But anyway, I want to say, first of all, it took her a long time to get it. I remember that. It was a big deal for her to get Section 8. I think we were paying $385. Not we, I wasn't paying that. $385 or $400 or something like that, right, in the 90s. And my mother was struggling to pay that, okay? So look at that, and now look at where we are right now. And again, I don't know what this is because I don't know where you're getting anything for $11.91. So, these numbers are all, but this is the relationship with money. Let's say my mom, worked her butt off and saved me some money. And in 1990 or 95, anywhere in this area, she was like, yo, I put some money away for you, but you can't touch it for, 20 or 30 years. But, I worked so hard for you. I want you to be able to have this, but you're not going to be able to touch it because I don't want you to spend it. But when you're able to take it out, it's going to be able to provide a good life for you, she says. Okay. And so let's say she put aside for me $10,000, which in the 90s would have been an absolute feat for somebody like my mom to pull off, right? Just hardworking lady living in the projects, the only kid going to school. We didn't have no school uniform, but my mom, for whatever reason, wanted to put me in a shirt and tie and slacks and church shoes in the hood because she wanted me to be there. So how you think people responded? Right? They come to school in they regular clothes. They come to school in their Jordans, all that. And here I am, you know what I'm saying, coming to school in slacks and shirt and a tie. Of course I'm going to stand out. Of course people are going to try to pick on me. So I had to fight so much, you know what I'm saying? I got hands too, so Don't let these shiny shoes fool you, bro. Don't let these Stacey Adams fool you. Right? But it would have been an absolute feat for her to save $10,000, right? And when I'm able to take out the money, she's thinking $10,000 in the 90s, that was 30% down payment on a house. I bet you could find some houses for $10,000 back in the 90s. I know when we finally got our house, it was $30,000, right? And again, that was a huge deal. It was $30,000, right, back in the 90s. If I'm taking that money out today, I could do some things, but I certainly can't put a down payment down for a house. I can't pay cash for a new car. Not that I would ever do that. Like, it's just some money to have. It's not life-changing money. Right? Now, had my mom, I'm just showing you for context here. Had my mom took the $10,000 and bought some property, then that property possibly could have provided now an increase in value and potentially some income. Okay? So even in the regular world, when you go into cash, it's a bad move. And that's why you have a bad relationship, with cash. Right? So, this crypto, just to put this in perspective, this crypto that I bought back here, and of course bought more along the way, right? So first of all, what has happened to the value of that? Okay? Over time. Okay? But let me tell you what I'm doing with that. And this is actually happening for the first time in my life. I've been traveling with my family all over the world for the past few years. And I don't have an income or anything like that, right? So what's sustaining this? What are we living off of? For the first time, we're living off Bitcoin. So if I'm looking to cash out here, literally, I would not have the value that I have now of just being able to do what I'm doing. Okay? If you know anything about fiat, anything about cash, when you go to another country, you have to, get rid of the old cash and get into the new cash. And if you're changing your money around, right? I might start a money changing business. I don't know, because there's so many crooks. They're charging you 10% each way. So like you go to the airport, right? You change your money. They're giving you 10% less than what you should have. And then when you come back, the new money you got to change back to your old money. So you've lost a minimum of 20% just visiting somewhere. Okay? But I haven't had to change any money. Why? Because I have Bitcoin. And I'm paying for everything, for groceries, for rent, for everything that's happening with Bitcoin, and the people that I'm interacting with don't even know it. That's where we are right now. They don't even know. They think it's cash. It's not cash. Right? And so as I've been moving from country to country, what has happened? The value of Bitcoin has gone up. And so even if my rent goes up, which it has, and food goes up, which it has, and like when they talk about inflation and all that, yeah, it's real. Even in that case, at least this past year and over time, Bitcoin has beaten inflation. This is what beating inflation looks like. This is what it looks like. You know what I'm saying? Look, like you can't even count this. It's up. I don't even 45,183,689% is what is up. That's beating cash, right? That's back here. You can afford a certain type of lifestyle. Here you can afford a completely different lifestyle. And what have you done? Nothing. What skill did you learn additional in relationship to Bitcoin? Nothing. Maybe you've learned some skills just because you want to learn some skills. But it's not what the world tells you. Oh, if you like you talk to different guys on YouTube, Dave Ramsey. I couldn't figure out the name. Oh, well, you want to make more money. You got to get another job. Yeah, got to get another job. And I don't want you to see the inside of a restaurant until, right? Y'all know Dave Ramsey. You can't do. He tell you got to make $150,000 and eat just straight tuna out the can for 5 years. And unbelievably, people do it. They do it. They will work themselves to the bone, right? Hurt relationships with their kids, their family, all that, because they're at work. They got 2 and 3 jobs because they're trying to pay off some debt. And I respect it. I really do. It takes a special kind of person. Man, if those people ever get in Bitcoin, good night. Bitcoin, you don't have to do that. You don't have to overwork yourself. It's doing the work for you. Why? Because there's only 21 million Bitcoin. In fact, there's not even 21 million Bitcoin. There's only about 17 million. I don't know why nobody talks about that. 3.5 to 4 million Bitcoin have been lost forever. Forever lost. Okay? They're not coming back. You know what I'm saying? So it's not even 21 million. And because of the printing of cash, people around the world are starting to see the value of Bitcoin. They're just starting to see it. And so as, more countries add it, and more people use it, they see how to use it, they learn how to use it, so on and so forth. This is only going to go up because you can't print it, and there's a limited supply of it. But yet it's still able to be transferred down to the smallest amount. But you do have to take into account the fees or whatever. So, as Bitcoin goes up, yeah, it won't be, usable for like the little stuff. But the way that I'm using it, yeah, I can buy a pack of gum with Bitcoin, right? I can do that. Maybe I'll talk about that in another video. But yeah, there are methods out there that you can use where you can do that. And I think those are the great, like that really marries what people are used to, but yet you still have the value of Bitcoin. Right? And so like this scenario back here with my mom leaving me $10,000, if she had done that, what's the value of that today? Not much. What is the value of Bitcoin if you leave that for your kids? This is the history. This is what it has done. The question you have to ask yourself is, are governments going to continue to print money? The answer is yes. So 30 years from now, what if they keep printing money and every year they print more money, every year they go into more debt? We just had, another, potential, the government could shut down and all this because they can't pay their bills. And so all they have to do is stand there and, do whatever they do and vote to raise the debt ceiling, which basically voting to give ourselves more money because they don't have a viable way to make money. When that happens, and it is not just tied to one country, it's tied to every country, what's going to happen to the scarce investments? They're going to go up. And Bitcoin, even though gold might go up, is not going to go up like Bitcoin. But Bitcoin is transferable, right? Gold is not. You can't use gold in day-to-day, activities. You can't, right? So, what do we have that's resembling Bitcoin? Well, would you look at there? Okay, and so I know this is where a lot of the questions are coming from, because people have watched my videos and they got into 100, right? And they're up and, oh, what should I do? Oh, should I do? I don't know. Like, and again, first of all, guys, I get it. You've never been there. So we've never had these conversations. By we, I mean we as a people. We have never had these conversations because for many of us, our parents weren't rich or whatever. And so it's easy to think, man, I sure would like to have the new blank, right, from this crypto. Whatever you buy is going to lose value. It doesn't matter, unless maybe potentially a property or something like that. Okay. But most people who are asking this question they're not thinking about asset to asset. They're thinking about, hey, I want to get some stuff, or even, hey, I got some bills to pay or whatever. It's not all flash all the time, right? But you have to understand what's happening. 100 will pay your bills in the future, bills that you don't even have yet, on top of the current bills. Like, look at the trajectory. This is the only thing that's acting like Bitcoin. You need me to show you again? Okay, let's go back to Bitcoin. Okay, let's look at it now. I don't know, coin market cap is slow today. Okay, look, here we go. Right? A few dips here and there, but going up. The only thing that's acting like that, acting like Bitcoin, is 100. Okay? Now, does that mean does just that fact alone mean it will continue? No. But, the fact that it's introduced something new to crypto, and that it, pushes away, people who want to jump in and out, right? That's something, because it is the jumping in and out that's keeping the other cryptos from going to where they need to go. That's what it is. It's not, macro. It's not a war. It's not any of that. Why would you sell your assets? Like, I'm going to teach you something real quick. Okay. a war happens, right? And stocks go down. Okay. If the war is in the place of the stock exchange and there's actual risk of things being confiscated or something like that, then okay. But I'm talking about we have a war in one country where the U.S. stock market is not at, and then stocks dump. Doesn't make any sense to me. Never made any sense. Right? Now, let me show you why it doesn't make any sense. When you saw that news about that country, the two countries that are at war, you didn't sell your house. You didn't sell your house. You didn't say, oh man, I got to sell my house, man. We got to go in the bunker, man. You didn't do that. So I don't understand why people do that with assets. And Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, they are the legitimate ones. They are assets. And what history has shown us is cash is going to continue to lose value, and assets are going to continue to appreciate over time. Maybe not month to month, but week to week or whatever, but over time. The richest people in the world have gotten rich. Why? Because they've held for a long time. Warren Buffett is rich because he holds. There's no other reason. He doesn't jump in and out of stuff. A lot of his stocks he's been holding for 20 plus years. I think Coca-Cola and Dairy Queen, and he's been holding them for years. And people wonder, wow, how did he get so rich and so on? He's he easily, by not doing anything, by keeping assets, right? So just like, like I said, the Bitcoin that I bought back here 10 years ago now, almost. Wow, it's about to be 10 years. I am just now, I didn't touch any of it around here. From here to here, I didn't touch none of it. I am just now piecing off of it with small fractions of it to live. That is the power of crypto. And again, I'm able to do that because I don't have to worry about the currency changing. I don't have to worry about the fees, right? Like, seriously, if you got a bunch of cash or whatever, they will whittle it down just over time with fees, just going from country to country. That's a use case that Bitcoin has. You don't have to worry about that, right? So when, whatever current cryptocurrency that you're in, 100 or something else, like, when that gets added to certain things, then, you're going to be able to do the same thing. That's, my goal. My goal is to use all the crypto that I have, right, years later to actually buy stuff, not to sell it. Right? And so the goal is, for 100 and different ones to go up, right? And you're taking pieces. Like I would absolutely love if I could go to dinner, right? And my dinner is $50 and all I had to pay was 100. Man, I would love that. Okay, that's the dream. Now, that can't happen if I'm, getting rid of the stuff now. You know what I'm saying? And who knows if that would happen. But, you got to give yourself the chance. So again, the goal is not to go back to the bad relationship. That's not the goal, because that relationship will either keep you broke or is going to make you broke. I have seen people make money in crypto, cash out, and within a couple years they're broke again. Seriously, I've seen it with my own eyes. Right? Some of you guys, have watched my channel. You know that I've helped multiple people become millionaires. I can tell you definitively that at least one of those millionaires is no longer a millionaire. Okay? That's what happens when you have a bad relationship with cash. Right? So we don't want that. I don't want that to happen to you. Right? How have I been able to stay okay? Because I don't trust cash. It's that simple. I don't trust cash. Right? And if I need to move around or something like that, no, I can just pick up and go and do what I got to do. You know what I mean? So I hope that answers your question. I know for some of you that's not what you want to hear. But I'm telling you, this is the history. This is what it does. That's not the goal. The goal of crypto is not to sell your crypto to get into cash. The goal of crypto is to be your sovereign way of making moves around the world or even locally or whatever without anybody else being in control of your money. That is the goal. We've certainly had situations where people have put money in the bank and then go to the bank whatever time later and it's not there. People have left their bank accounts or forgot about bank accounts or whatever. I've seen people, take advantage of demented people. Oh man, just disgusting. Right? They find out somebody has dementia. This person has a lot of money, and the people inside the bank are taking this individual's money. I have seen that on more than one occasion. More than one. Right? That cannot happen with Bitcoin. And it really can't happen with cryptocurrency, period, if you are a proper custodian of your crypto. Now, I can't cover how to be a proper custodian on a YouTube video. You're going to have to take the course for that. So there is a level of personal responsibility that you have to have. And it's not hard to do, right? But you have to do it. You know what I'm saying? So, but I think that's, more than worth it to do that when you are in complete control of, your money and things like that. Right? So again, I hope that answers your question. Right? If you have any more questions, put them in the comments. I try to reply to, all of the questions. I appreciate you watching the channel. Right? Enjoy your weekend. I'm going to try to, make some things happen this weekend. And you guys see what's going on next week. But I think we're going to pump. I think we're going to break past 28 this weekend. If you've been noticing the last month, we've been pumping every weekend. And the reason for that is the government turns off their control boxes on the weekend. I'm just keeping it real. I'll have to do a whole nother video on how the government, the U.S. government, is controlling the Bitcoin price. Because trust me, they hate this. They hate this narrative that the Bitcoin is superior to the dollar. They don't want that. Every country in the world, except Russia and China, think that the dollar is the best thing. Right? The dollar has the brand marketing that every other currency wants. And Bitcoin is just starting on a small level to take away from that. They don't want that. So they want to try to control this, and they are controlling it right now with Bitcoin that they steal. Right? They've stolen Bitcoin from, other exchanges, and that's, from Mt. Gox and Silk Road, and so U.S. government got that Bitcoin, and some governments in the EU as well. They didn't mine it. They didn't get it legitimately. Right? And so now they're taking that, right? And whenever they see the price going up too much, like back here, let me go back here. We had went to 30, right? Yeah, in July. And this thing was about to run. Look, 31. And they was like, nope. And right back down to 25, 26. That's not natural. That wasn't a natural thing. That was the U.S. government. Right? And see, I have the confidence to say that, number one, because I have the data. Number two, because I got Bitcoin, my money not in banks. Right? If I say something and, some government official, there, who's this guy? Oh, BSG. Oh, yeah, let's try to do a track, right? Oh, there's his bank account. Bam. Now let's see how smart you are. Seriously, that has happened. Maybe not in America that I know about, but I've seen YouTubers in other countries say certain things about their country, and literally their bank accounts were frozen. I've seen it on more than one occasion. Yes, sir. So once you get Bitcoin, crypto in general, it just gives you a sense of freedom that you didn't have before. You get to be the person who you truly want to be. And so cashing that out, I don't know why you would want to do that. It's your boy BSG. I'm going to holler at y'all in the next video.